So, stage 8 of the Dakar Rally 2019 in the motorcycle class. Some big news. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf for the motorcycle results of stage 8 of the Dakar Rally 2019. And some big news right at the start of the stage, pretty much within 50 or so kilometers. The class leader going into the stage, Ricky Bravich, the American, who was actually going great guns, and it looked likely the steady Eddie approach was going to win him the Dakar, the first American to do so. Unfortunately, blew his engine. And it was going to be Honda's best chance of getting the Dakar this year as well. But yes, so he's out. He's out. So that just threw up the whole class wide open, and the stage had its ups and downs for a lot of riders. So here's the stage classification. Okay, so in the end, Waltner came in as stage winner, a great ride from him, closely followed by Quintanilla on the Husqvarna. So great ride from these two. Price still suffering with that right wrist problem. How he's managing to do it, came in third, just over a minute behind. Andrew Short on the American, you know, the great American hope now, really. On the Husqvarna, he came in fourth. Now, Van Beveren on the Yamaha came in fifth, but it's over 11 minutes behind here. And this is where the field starts dropping back. At nearly 13 minutes, 12 minutes 51, Luciano Benavides, the Argentinian, came in sixth. In seventh, Florimo on the Honda came in at 13 minutes behind the leader. Now, Kevin Benavides, yes, on the Honda, came in at over 15 minutes behind the leader in eighth. And on the Yamaha, in ninth, just old Trey came in over 15 minutes, 50 seconds behind the leader. And in 10th, Metgard came in on the Sherco machine, but way down in the time order, over 19 minutes behind the leader. Some really tough conditions out there for the riders. As I say, lots of lost time on the tracks, on the trails, on the dunes. But, you know, it's going to have a huge impact on the general classification. Just as added note, the KTM factory rider, Leia Sanz, came in at an admirable, not even admirable, a fantastic 17th position, but still over half an hour behind the leader. Okay, let's go on to the general classification and see how that all shapes up now. Okay, leading the pack now is Toby Price. Would you believe it? You know, the one-arm bandit, I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean. He's suffering with a injury. You know, he's in the lead. Can he keep this up, though? That's the issue. You know, because we've got another 2 stages to go. They're going to be really tough stages. Let's see. I mean, it's still all to play for, certainly amongst the top 5, but Price is leading the way right now. Just over a minute behind is Quintanilla. So he's a minute and 3 behind. Matthias Waltner, he's bringing on a late charge here. 6 minutes 35 seconds behind the leader now. Van Beveren, 9 minutes 54 seconds. He's lying in fourth. Now, in fifth, at over 39 minutes, is Andrew Short. This is where the rest of the riders have fallen off the pace a lot now. In sixth place, at over 46 minutes behind, is Desaultres. Remember, we've only got 2 stages left. Although a lot can happen within 2 stages, you know, if all the riders, you know, continue to ride as they have done and actually finish each stage, then you've got to imagine then it's got to be between the top 4 now. In 7th place, at over an hour and 4 minutes behind the leader, is Luciano Benavides. Great ride, but an hour behind now. In 8th was Florimo, at just over an hour and 5 minutes behind. Now, in 9th position in the pack right now, over an hour and 6 minutes behind, is Sam Sunderland. So he's dropped off quite a bit now. And an hour and 49 minutes behind the leader is Oriol Mena, who actually had a great Dakar 2 years ago and came very close to getting into the higher rankings there. So, you know, it's good to see him in the top 10 there, but certainly, as I say, well over, nearly 2 hours behind. You wouldn't say there's any chance of a podium for this fella. Now, at nearly 3 hours behind the leader, but sitting in 12th position is Leia Sons, you know, the KTM factory rider. Fantastic achievement. And I've been saying all week, you know, she could easily, you know, depending on the other results of the day, she could start to get into the top 10. And I think that still is a real possibility for the Spaniard. So great ride from her. Now, you're probably all wondering what's happened to my top tip for the Dakar 2019, Kevin Benavides. Yes, the Argentinian, who was kind of steady Eddie, you know, but he was hanging in there. And he's now in 14th position. And he's actually 3 hours and 21 minutes behind the leader. Why? Well, unfortunately, Kevin Benavides actually picked up a 3-hour penalty. Yes, the naughty boy. Which means that he's well out of contention now. Unless there's a huge quantum shift, a seismic shift in the tectonic plates on the Dakar, and every rider ahead of him falls off and retires. That's the only way he's going to win, unfortunately. So, you know, he would have been, you know, in a top 5 position really if it hadn't been for that 3-hour penalty. So tragic news really for Benavides there. Anyway, so that's it. After stage 8, got stage 9 to come. Let's see what happens. Catch you then.